Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on X. So Meghan Markle decided to put up a picture of course, the backs of the children and herself.
And the palm trees.
And the two palm trees.
Yes.
Yeah, those weird palm trees.
She has to get that in there.
In true Meghan fashion, she had to write a Mother's Day message praising herself. It couldn't be like, I love being a mother. Happy Mother's Day to all my fans.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, have a great day. No, it couldn't be like that. Happy Mother's Day. Cheers to juggling it all with joy. And to these two gems who still attempt to climb Mama Mountain, smother me with kisses, and make every day the most memorable adventure. Being your mom is the greatest privilege of my life. I, too, love you more than all the stars in the sky, all the raindrops, and all the salt on all the French fries in the world. We've already talked on here how she is using the children and the appearance of the children and how they look different in every picture she posts on her Instagram page to bait us. In our opinion, that's what she's doing. She wants to put together like a reel or a dossier one day to show that all these YouTubers were attacking her children, and that's why she needed whatever it is. We're not going to take the bait on this show. The kids were climbing mom, and that's what she wants us to believe. However, there is this new person on Twitter who I am absolutely loving. Bob Maroney on X is starting a series of books. Now, he could have done it with the Hardy Boys too. It would have worked with Hardy Boys, but he's doing Nancy Drew, which
Nice.
I absolutely love this.
That's your name.
I know. The Secret of the Fast Growing Daughter, a Nancy Drew mystery. Now, Bob, if you're watching the show, please keep these up because I am getting the biggest chuckle at night. They're hilarious.
The giggles.
Oh my God. He also did another one. The Mystery of the Sudden Joy.
Joy.
You've seen the picture. We showed it to you, but we are not going to dissect this picture. We will continue to dissect pictures of Meghan and Harry and make fun of their personal lives, but we will not take the bait when it comes to the kids because it's really low that she is doing this to her kids. She is putting her kids out there so
we can talk about it.
We can talk about it, and we know
Not
what you're
cool.
doing. We know what you're doing. That's why we're not going to do it. Also, she reposted an Instagram story on her As Ever page. Obviously, a lot of people are not sending her pictures because how Instagram reposts work is somebody will make a story and then if you tag it, it'll go on your Instagram. So she saw a fan or somebody put this up and she thought it was good enough for her to put it up.
Yeah.
So good Lord, the sprinkles are everything. So I had to like really look in there. I had to like look. I was like, what are they talking about? It's the damn flower sprinkles.
Dude, that looks disgusting.
That looks like, you know, if you get a puppy for the first time. Like I know this happened to my English bulldog. We got Levi.
Yeah.
And he had worms and I had never seen them before. And I guess it happens in puppies if they don't, I don't know. Dude. And I remember we brought him to Dub Lewis that night. I thought he was dying.
Yeah.
And the vet like laughed at me. They're like, oh my God, just give him this. But that's what it looks like.
Worms.
Worms. This is the best she can find to put on her. There was nothing else. This was
Nancy,
it.
Nancy came up with that.
This is the best Meghan can do. So that happened on her As Ever page. So that was pretty much
watching a comedy.
Yeah, that was pretty much like Mother's Day for her. She was like, "Hey guys, this is my Mother's Day
on a pancake.
Yeah, here I go.
Yay!"
So last week, Princess Catherine. They dedicate a rose to her, and a beautiful rose, a beautiful flower. And the proceeds, of course, go to charity.
Of course.
So that is it's just gorgeous. It's a nod to one day she will be queen. And it's just a beautiful tribute to a beautiful, beautiful woman. Of course, Meghan has to somehow steal her thunder. Now, I'm not saying Meghan did this, but I kind of do believe Meghan did this. Meghan puts up this video of her with flowers, and it's to the tune of Lollipop. You know that song, guys? Lollipop, lollipop, oh la. So just picture that in your head as this video is playing. I can't play it because it's copywritten. So here she is walking with the flowers. She's really on, like, she is definitely going to try to do something with florals, but it's so stupid because so many people already do that, and she's not even that good. Like, that's not that great of an arrangement. But that was Guy in the video, so she did admit to filming this a while ago. So she does have a lot of videos, pictures, the can. She's gonna eventually have to use her kitchen at some point. Like, she knows that. Everybody knows that. And I'm starting to think that she knew she was gonna do this even back during her NYC baby shower,
Yeah.
because she made such a big deal about these dumb flower arrangements with Amal Clooney. And it was just so random because it's like, Meghan, you've never been to a party where they've taught you stuff like that? Like, really? Next, she's gonna have like blank canvases for her girlfriends, and they're gonna like have like a paint by numbers wine party. There was always alcohol involved, and they would give you a canvas. I think it was like, what, $40, $50? I don't know, but it was totally worth it to go have fun with your girlfriends. But this was so like 5-10 years ago, but I know Meghan's gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
But I would always be the odd one out in the party because I never wanted to copy what the woman was doing. I would always come up with like the darkest pictures ever.
Definitely tell the TWiN difference
Well, because
in our art.
you followed direction very well. You
But I
would, you
mean,
would do it what everybody else would do, and
But
I'd
it
say,
was insane.
I'm like spending money here. I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Why the heck do I want a picture that every single one of my girlfriends are going to be putting up in their bathrooms next week? Last but certainly not least, Meghan posted another picture on her Instagram page today. She wants us to know that stuff's happening, Stephanie.
Uh-oh.
She says, we've been quietly crafting something special. Stay close. So we're looking forward to sharing this with you. She's been crafting something in the kitchen. She's
Picking lemons?
I think, now this is just
Apples?
my theory. I think she's going to come up with like a marmalade, an orange marmalade. No, I'm telling you, because that's the trees. I mean, Seb, we lived in Southern California. You can either get like lemons or oranges, or why is that funny?
It's funny
Like
that you said marmalade.
I think it's going to be like a marmalade or something, or a spread. I mean, an orange spread, that sounds disgusting. She's going to have to make it a little classier this time. She cannot slap a label on something and call it an orange spread. There's just no way she's going to do that. And if she does, Meghan, I'll be a big fan if you do. If you put orange spread on a label, I will actually buy it. How's that?
Don't say
How's
that.
How's
Don't
that?
say that now.
She wants us to know that she is doing something. Now, I don't think she actually knows what that is yet. But I think she's getting so much crap from like people like us from saying, you know, look, dude, why haven't you restocked anything? Like, nobody does that. No brand in the history has ever done that. And the fact that she's saying crafting something, that is so Flamingo Estate and Bloom Ranch. That is so stealing from them. Like, we're crafting something. Oh my God.
No one's buying this.
Why would I want as ever crap when I can go to Bloom Ranch online, or I can go to Flamingo Estate? I can do that. Who is your audience? I'll tell you who her audience is. Unfortunately, you know what? TikTok can be a little dangerous for me sometimes. You know those girls that were at her As Ever premiere in NYC, and like she walked through the doors and they like freaked out, but they were like, we had presents for you, but it was supposed to be a surprise.
Yes.
But they're like, we still have presents for you. And they're like, we kind of knew you'd be here. It's like, really? Why would you think that? They got tattoos of As Ever. So that's what we're dealing with here. So I've seen movies like Requiem for a Dream. That's like one of my favorite movies. It's so great. But this tops it, this girl's TikTok page.
I've been posting positive content about Meghan Sussex and being harassed for it on the internet since I was a teenager. And in general, I think we need to not give voice to those people. But at the same time, I also think we need to publicly shame them. This is my go-to favorite example about...
Okay, Emily, let me tell you something right now. There is no way that there is a woman in the UK named Margaret that looks like this that would say that to you. That is not a real person. That is probably a squatty disguised as a person like that so they can make.
Well, I'm sure Emily's making these too.
Or
she
thank
is.
you. Yes.
I mean, why would she not?
Yeah. So I don't understand. Like,
so Emily's making her own
I
comments.
think Emily is Margaret. That is the bowels of the Sussex Squad. I'm never going back to Emily's page. I never want to go back to that place ever again. It really did freak me out. She is like, she wasn't making any sense. At least the other girls sort of make sense. Like, they're like, can't you guys just let it go? This girl was saying things like, we're the ones who harass them, and that Meghan doesn't read social media.
Yeah.
Meghan doesn't read social media? Really?
She does.
I mean, I don't know. And I'm kind of hoping like maybe she gets paid by them and that she's a plant.
Why are you so obsessed with this?
I'm not obsessed. I feel bad because that's like really bad, dude. It's like really bad.
Okay.
SNL strikes again. This isn't the first time that they have made fun of Harry and Meghan, and I certainly don't think it'll be the last. All the tariff stuff kind of working itself out, so they got to make a joke about it on Weekend Update. And here is the joke if you haven't seen it yet.
President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK that will reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
Thank you, Colin Jost. We love you.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren Michaels, for letting them do the joke. It's great. I used to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and it was so great. It was like one of my favorite shows. And Trixie and Katya, that's their drag names. They have a podcast. But I've seen people reacting to this Jamie Kern-Lima thing before. But oh my God, Katya's reaction to Meghan and Jamie Kern-Lima is probably my favorite reaction I've seen so far. I was howling last night in bed when I saw this. Okay, guys, here it is.
It's just so diabolical.
These email addresses that sort of like names again that you would never guess that I will give them at some point in their lives when they're older. But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
I email because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's your report card from today, or oh my gosh, was it the funniest thing this morning, or here's a picture of you two having breakfast, or here's you playing with the dog. The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal, but they will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
I have full body chills right now.
For your whole life.
Well, okay. Can I say, I think that what she's doing is kind of sweet, but full body chills? What happens if you fuck? You explode? I have full body chills. I have full body chills.
It's not so. My problem with Meghan Markle is not her. It's this culture around her that allows her to be front and center. That host should be sent to prison.
I have chills.
Full body chills.
I have chills.
From emails that you're sending your children in the future. The other one was when she was talking about the magic of sprinkling dried flowers over everything. Sometimes you just need a little magic in your life.
It's fucked up.
Have you tried sprinkling dried flour?
I love Trixie and Katya. Catch their podcast. It's great. The Bald and the Beautiful. They just do all pop culture stuff. And like I said, I've been a fan since RuPaul's Drag Race. I can't believe you never watched that show. It's really good. I have a theory about this. I think Meghan reached out to a lot of the famous podcasters. And when I say famous podcasters, I mean people like Trixie and Katya, just to try to sort of like make fun of herself. I really do, because there's money in failure. And it's kind of like the trick that the Kardashians started doing, where they started showing up at places and making fun of themselves. Like, remember when Kim did the Emmys and she made fun of herself during that Office bit? She was like, there's money in that. And I think Meghan was like just trying to get these podcasters to laugh with her and not at her. Amanda Hirsch is going to be one of those Hollywood stories of somebody that was at the top of her game, but she took the bait from Meghan Markle. Then there's people like Trixie and Katya and Zach and Chef Stu that are like, no, we're going to like be real with our audience. And I think the audience is going to find that so genuine. Have women like Amanda Hirsch, who's having people like Ryan Reynolds on her show. And then I looked at the last person she had on her show, and you're going to love this, Stephanie. Simon Huck.
Oh, that's smart.
Simon Huck, in the beginning, was partners with Jonathan Cheban, Kim Kardashian's best friend, and they did the Kardashian PR. I'm not 100% sure if they still do their PR, but they are still very, very close. He's still pictured with them constantly. I know he's really good friends with Kourtney. So that is who Simon Huck is. So Simon Huck's business partner, Jonathan Cheban, I think back in 2015, was canceled. Now, we don't believe in cancel culture, obviously, but we might have had something to do with it. It all started where this was back when I wanted privacy. I wasn't on Instagram. I wasn't on all my accounts were private.
She was mad.
But Stephanie was putting dual pictures of us on our sophisticated vegan Instagram page.
She got mad.
But we would go after celebrities that would wear fur. And it actually started a movement. We did a whole episode on this where if you want to see our deep dive on this, but it did start a movement where Versace and other fashion houses stopped using fur because people were so aggressive with it. It wasn't like, oh, stop eating meat. No, this was fur. Fur is murder. Fur is torture. So it all started when Stephanie, under our sophisticated vegan account on Instagram that I had nothing to do with, called Khloe Kardashian a fur hag, which good for you.
First of all,
yeah,
I did not come up with that phrase.
No, of course not. No one.
Perez Hilton did.
Yeah, Perez Hilton picked up the story, and then you even said the day Vogue died was when fur is murder, and then you went after them for that.
I did.
Again, we did not have a lot of followers. We were not influencers. That was not our goal back then. We were just trying to get the word out that fur is murder, and these are celebrities that wear fur. We had like less than 1,000 followers or something like that. I never went on it. Okay. I just like to say that for the record. But Stephanie, so Jonathan Cheban did not like this.
No.
So he went on our Instagram page and started body shaming us. Okay. He started body shaming us and the press picked it up.
Now, again, I wore glasses.
We were not that famous for some reason, but the press picked it up because they did not like the fact that this man was body shaming us. And Stephanie had put up a picture of me.
No, I asked her.
That's
me. That was real time. I said, dude,
go in. I was in our house in Henderson.
Yes.
And Stephanie's like, what are you doing? I go, I'm by the pool. She goes, go in the bathroom and take a picture of you. And I said, why? And she goes, I just need it for a second. And I said, okay. And I took a picture. Like you can see, this was like on the fly.
She took it.
And I took it.
And then the AP picked it up.
Stephanie freaking posts it. She posts it. And so Jonathan decides, and then she puts my name.
Yep.
So the reason I was so private back then was I had just started dating my boyfriend, and I didn't want anybody. I didn't want it to get out.
Yeah.
I was very, I was very weird about our privacy back then. Yeah. Now I don't care, but back then I was very, very private. So you can understand my horror when I pull up the Daily Mail. And I see a picture of me. I also see my name. And I see that Jonathan Cheban is saying things like, get some lips, worst looking vegan alive, huge chin, ring, and fat. That was the problem, I think, that the AP and the Daily and everybody had.
He called us fat.
He called us fat. Stephanie then posts a picture.
That's me.
That's Stephanie.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, and she's posting pictures of herself now. He called us, we were a size 0 back then. This is pre-pandemic, people. Not anymore.
Too.
Yeah, but size 2, whatever. But again, you guys, this was a big deal in 2015 because we were not on YouTube. Now, if you want to put a picture of me, you could put a picture of me. I don't care. I realize that I can't be private anymore and my life is out there and you can find out. But back in 2015, I was very pissed off that Stephanie had started this war.
She did.
So then AP and the Daily Mail started using my name because you would put my name.
That's me though.
But that's Stephanie in her Toronto Pig Save shirt.
Yep.
And yeah, we only had 922 followers on Instagram. That was it.
But the fact that he said it, he should be so embarrassed.
Yeah. So the Daily Mail, Perez Hilton, AP, everybody picked up this story. They actually called us for a quote at one point, and Yahoo News or something. It was weird. Again, I wanted nothing to do with this. I was so pissed off. You'll see, like, try to find anything on me from 2015 to like when we started this show.
Yeah.
I was like locked down private. Okay. So I'm seeing pictures of myself in the freaking Daily Mail. So Jonathan Cheban had to make his Instagram page private. So when he did that, people on X started posting pictures of him. So he didn't like that. Long story short, Jonathan Cheban got rid of his Instagram page. He had to change his name legally.
Food God.
And then we never really saw him. Simon Huck didn't want to be pictured with him anymore.
Nope.
So that's where we get to Simon Huck. We wanted to give you guys the why we know of Simon Huck. Imagine my surprise when I see this girl props up Meghan Markle and then her next guest is Simon Huck.
That is insane.
That's insane. The guy's not famous. Nobody gives a crap about him.
He's
Nobody cares.
Kardashian.
He's like a Kardashian.
No, he is.
Yeah,
he's a Kardashian.
So I wanted to play this of these guys sucking up to Amanda Hirsch talking about Meghan Markle. And I really feel bad for these guys too, because I'm sure they mean well, but they should not be associating themselves, because Amanda Hirsch appears to have been Markle.
We have to talk about this letter from Meghan Markle. I mean, we wrote about you on page6.com. There was a whole story. You were a whole headline on page 6. When I read the headline, before I actually read the story, I was like, oh my God, if Meghan Markle sent me a letter after I said something about her on Instagram, like,
I'd move.
Full chill down my spine. Like, am I okay? Will I live? Just take us through the journey of what you felt when you got that letter from Meghan Markle.
First of all, what? Like, didn't think, it's always when things happen to me that are kind of crazy, I don't think. First of all, my husband's like, you got this letter. And he
it was like in a pile of mail with like an insurance.
Like, yeah.
Like,
and then he was like, oh, and this is for you. And I was like, okay. Then I opened it and then I read it quickly. You know how you read mail? And I was like, what? Then I read it again and then I saw the monogram. God.
Was the monogram M, was it like a wax seal or a
no,
sticker?
Like it was like
it's
her stationery.
Oh,
She
it's
has,
her
stationery. Yeah, it's her stationery.
Got it. Okay.
And then when I read it really well and it would said like, did I have it memorized? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it said
is it tattooed
like,
on me? Yeah.
I heard you.
See, they're making it look like this uber celebrity icon sent her a letter. And it's like, if I got a letter from her, I would be like, guys, I got a letter from Meghan Markle and I sent it back.
Yeah.
That's what I would say, because I will always be honest with you. I don't believe Amanda Hirsch is being honest with her audience, because why she got that letter was she saw the trailer for her show on Netflix and she had said something like, oh my God, I'm so scared for Meghan.
Oh.
Because she was like referring like, oh, it's bad. But now she's walking back her comments. You will never see us walking back our comments. Okay. I don't care if somebody offers me $1 million. I will never walk back any comment I have ever said about Meghan Markle. You are hearing this now.
And it wasn't negative. It was genuine. It wasn't like super positive, but it wasn't negative. It was
sincere.
It was sincere in that I'm concerned. This trailer came out. I know how people come for her, and I'm genuinely scared she'll be ripped to shreds.
You were not no. When you wrote that, you said I'm scared because of the show. That's what you meant. You walked it back, Amanda, and then you have Simon Huck on your show. You just got Markled. That's what's happening, because you had Ryan Reynolds. Now I got Simon Huck on my show. I swear to God, I still am mad at Stephanie for seeing that shot in the Daily Mail.
I was like, dude, you made the Daily Mail.
Freaking killer for that.
That's exciting.
Today's animal rescue is Graham Rescue Ranch, located in North Carolina. They rescue animals out of high kill shelters and get them medical. They put them in foster homes. It's a great little ranch too. So we're going to put their link in the description box below. Please go check out their website, share them with friends and family, give them some love if you can. They've been doing some amazing things lately, so we really want to highlight them. Graham Rescue Ranch. Okay, guys, we will see you tomorrow. I am fuming over the New York Times. I wrote something very naughty on my Twitter page. We will cover that tomorrow. So get ready. Have a great night. Love you guys so much. Bye.